So how are we gonna start this one off?
I feel old. I feel really old.
I don't feel old. I feel like that one took me back a little bit.
Do you even remember being that young?
Yes, I actually do remember being that young, but there is some things I don't remember quite like that though.
No, I don't. I do remember doing stupid things, but not on that level.
Oh, I did some really stupid things. I think one time when I was a kid, we used to jump these. We had these bikes, and we'd jump these ramps, and we'd set up cement blocks 5 feet tall, and then go jump them.
Oh, of course.
It was a really smart idea,
Yeah.
Until one guy
until
one guy got what was that? The little kickstand got shoved right in his back.
Oh, yeah, that does sound pleasant. My worst thing ever was I had a firework, and I took it apart and dumped all the powder in my hand. And then I went to walk, and like a dumbass, I thought, I can't drop my powder because I just made this big wad in my hand. And I squeezed, and it blew up, and it took all the skin off my hand. And I was like, oh my God, where's my mom?
Let's just say, the stupid things we do when we're kids.
Yeah, and that's
what this movie's about.
Basically what we're watching tonight. So
good boys.
The concept was all these boys were losers in school. It's the same thing. And they really looked up to the one kid wanted to be popular. The other one wanted to be with girls.
And the other one just wants to help everybody.
Yeah, and the other one was just a kind-hearted soul.
Let's first talk about this party.
Yeah, they really went far with the whole idea behind the kissing party. Because you saw in the trailer, that's what they were all looking to go to.
Yep.
But I didn't realize it would be most of the movie. This is their goal. And that was behind everything.
It's a lot like Superbad, really.
Yeah.
If you think, there's a lot of similarities here. They're trying to get from this place to that place.
Yeah. And to be honest, it does copy the entire formula. But it also goes back even farther to Animal House days.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just that level of stupid comedy.
Exactly. And that's the comedy I personally kind of like. And
I do too.
That's why I think I like this one.
If I had to go into this wanting a really exciting, adventurous, fun movie, I think I got my fill. I mean, that's the best I can say is it is fun. It will make you laugh, but there are problems.
Even though not everything lands, the acting's not the greatest in the world.
That's okay, because here's what I was thinking of. When we first got in the car, we both discussed what did we like about this, and it was kind of hard to nail down. But now, after thinking about it, the movies I loved as a kid, like Naked Gun, Airplane, and all the spoof movies, none of them were brilliant master writings. In fact, some of them were freaking terrible.
Sometimes the worst movies are the best.
I now know that it was about the funny, gross and silly and stupid moments that made it fun. And that's why we should talk about some of the actors. What did you think of Jacob Tremblay in this?
He was actually, to me, he was my favorite character.
Me too. I won't lie. He was the best actor.
Definitely the best actor. I thought each actor does an okay job. It's not the best. Sometimes it feels a little forced, a little scripted.
Yeah.
I almost felt like sometimes they were even just reading right off the script, or a board in the background.
I respect women. My mom's my best friend. What about me?
It felt like they were acting.
Yeah.
You can tell when someone's acting if they're not doing it the right way.
But for the most part, I was able to get over that. Yeah, they're kids.
Little kids.
Exactly. And I think they were instructed, at least properly,
on how to do
comedy.
But you know what's nice? This director, obviously, he hasn't directed much. He's done producing and some writing. I mean, he did nail down the way these kids, their true selves came out. It didn't always feel fake. It felt very realistic sometimes. Especially with their language.
What the is
Nobody speak. Nobody can show.
A lot of F words.
And as far as realistic goes, there is even a few things in there that I thought about when I was a kid that they were doing, and I was like, I did something kind of like that when I was that age.
Yeah. There was a lot of embarrassing moments, but there was also a lot of moments that made you feel uncomfortable because it makes you remember what it was like being in grade school and being a klutz or being fat or having
Unfortunately, though, I was invited to no kissing parties.
Yeah. Who knew?
I was that kid, unfortunately.
Sexy guys like us. And, I mean, but that's the point. It made you feel uncomfortable, the situations these kids were in, because you're like, oh, it's cringy, but yet you know what it's like. The message the whole time was, we need to turn this in. We need to give it to the police. And they were actually saying the right stuff.
We also have drugs. Ooh, he was on to us.
Okay, what do you have?
Schedule 1 controlled substance with intent to distribute.
Brother, these are vitamins, okay? Children's vitamins at that.
No, those are drugs.
Now look, if that's drugs, then this is drugs too.
If you don't arrest us, I'll report you.
Just leave me the fuck alone. I mean, sorry to fucking swear at kids, but fuck. I'm gonna arrest you for fucking ruining my day. All right? I'll take them. Let me go home!
It's just external forces kept them from doing it.
Exactly.
But they were really trying hard to be good. And I thought they were going to go the other way. I thought these were going to be...
That's where I had my problem with the first 15 minutes. Because I thought, like you saying...
Yeah.
That
they were going to be evil.
They're just going to be bad kids.
Yeah, they were tearing up the house.
Exactly.
No, they were good. And they tried so hard to please their parents and please everybody. And they sat a little quietly by themselves. They played like Hearthstone or something, like the card game.
And that's where Stranger Things comes in. But I was thinking that, and I'm thinking the whole time, I'm going... I like this. But these kids they're not as good as the Stranger Things kids.
That's another point. We've seen so many young kid actors now doing these retro 80s movies. Yeah. It's kind of a shock to see something present day with young kids.
Yeah.
We've seen 90s and 80s just every day, it seems lately. Netflix and movies. But these kids are in modern day, but they just don't feel like the same kids. It's not Stranger Things level.
No, they just... I think what it is, the acting quality just isn't...
was a little less.
Quite there. But other than that, the comedy, I was laughing.
Yeah, we laughed quite a bit. We should talk about that too. The funny parts were well spread out.
The necklace at the end.
There's things like... I mean, let's just be blunt. There's,
sometimes it's something stupid you would do at that age that you wouldn't even realize what it is.
My parents' closet.
Think your parents let me wear this for Halloween?
Banal beads?
It's Japanese for nunchucks, motherfucker. Oh, fuck!
Are you okay?
You smell like shit.
There was sex toys, there was blow-up dolls, there was real dolls, there was anal beads and drugs and all kinds of horrible things that YouTube's going to nail us for.
When the guy comes to the house and he opens the door, he's just like looking at him.
Yeah.
Just thinking about that scene again makes me laugh.
Are you a pedophile?
Do I look like a pedophile?
Oh, you know what we need to talk about? We need to talk about some of our favorite action scenes here.
Yes.
Because there's some action in this movie and some pretty good action.
That's the funnest part about the movie. We both agree on this.
Yes.
The funnest part of the movie is he gets into these action scenes that just pop up out of nowhere. And they're great. There's a bike chase. A foot chase and a bike chase and a car chase. That are all really good. They're filmed really well. Like, you'll switch from first person to like a weird shot. It was exciting.
But what was your favorite action sequence of the whole movie?
And this is a little tiny spoiler, but it's not big.
No.
It's a college dorm where, let's say, they visit and they end up getting into a full-on brawl with all the dorm
college
guys.
Students. And
it's like a frat too, because they're a bunch of dicks that are like torturing people, and I mean, they're doing some weird stuff.
It's just some funny stuff that happens there. They're rolling downstairs.
Yeah,
they're screaming, and that was a good.
It was fantastic. I mean, one guy even leveled a kid. I mean, just
and one kid even leveled a guy.
Yes, and put him. Yeah, I can't say anymore. It's just that. See, that's the gems. There are some gems inside this, but there are also some moments where the tone starts dragging and it gets real quiet and they start talking a lot and they start going on about how they need to be friends, and sometimes it does drag.
See, I kind of like that aspect too, though, because you see them kind of grow apart.
Yeah,
but you still realize in the end they're still the crew, that they're still always going to be best friends no matter what.
See, part of me wants the non-stop action.
I would have liked that.
Yes.
But I still like seeing the characters grow throughout the movie.
Yeah.
And actually become, even if you see the movie and you'll understand this, they become better friends.
Another thing that's cool is there are some actual good messages in this movie for people that lived like this uncomfortable portion of their life and they have trouble growing up and they have trouble connecting with friends nowadays and as an older person. And there's a lot of that in there, but I also like the idea of parents. The parents in this thing, most of them were horrible.
Oh my God, the dad.
They were either super overprotective asshole wankers, or they were like,
I heard about that.
Give me your iPad and all your stuff because you're grounded forever and I don't like you anymore.
But I no longer like you.
To me, the funny part was with the parents, the dad, the opening scene there.
Yeah. There is that embarrassing
the sit-down talk.
Yep.
And I was just like...
It was great.
I was cracking up, man.
And then they have like the Asian mom, I can't remember her name, but she had this like, oh, they're downstairs partying, I don't go down there and mess with them. And it's like,
well, you know what though?
Hands off, mom.
Let's talk about the Asian kid. Because we were driving home and we see this kid coming up the street, and then we're like, both like the same thing. Which kid would that be?
Which
That's
kid?
Like the Asian kid. Like the popular kid.
He's smooth.
He's a good character. He was funny. The way, like you said, he's smooth. The way he talks.
Here I am calling like a 12-year-old smooth.
I mean, why do you say like something to the point of like, if you want to hang out in this kissing party, you can stay. But if not, you can go upstairs and play some VR.
Yeah, either join us or you can go. But don't go. If you go, there's no coming back. And I'm like, oh, this kid is great. Because he's very, I don't know, he's very likable, but yet you want to punch him in his little face at the same time. And this kid was born in 07, so God love him. He's trying real hard. So let's just give him some credit, because I like this kid. Isaac Wayne, he's going to be great when he gets older. But here's the great part. You got to admit, they didn't overdo it.
No.
At not one point do the kids do something gruesome or horrible, like or sexual or anything weird. It doesn't go that far, and I'm glad they didn't. I'm glad they kept it lighthearted and fun instead of gross out.
And you know what else this story brings to you, though?
What?
Kind of brings to times like a little heartfelt message.
Yeah.
It's neat
seeing kids work out their problems.
Exactly.
It makes you stop and think, you know what? I miss those days.
And let's talk about the ending without spoilers.
Yeah.
There's things that ending that I liked. What happens to the Jake Tremblay character? I cracked up. I thought that was great what they did to him. He's chasing this girl the whole movie.
Yep.
And when to get at the end, you're just like, yeah.
And you know that's how it goes. And that's what was so neat. It didn't have that fairy tale fluffy ending.
No.
It had a real ending. It had like, this is real life and this is what happens to kids in relationships when you're 10 years old or whatever they were.
I think they were 12, going into 6th grade.
Keith Williams, Lucas, played a great character as well. Mm-hmm. He is like this heavy-set, fun-loving guy that's like my son, Gavin.
He's the good boy.
He
of
is
all of them, he is the
boy.
best.
And what's funny
He's like the hall monitor.
Yeah, he's like a hall monitor in the movie. And he reminds me of someone that just... He caused a lot of problems for their friends, but yet he was so good-natured and good-hearted. You kind of just let it go.
Stop! What are you doing?
Kissing her?
You can't kiss someone without their permission. Remember from assembly?
Yeah, I liked his character.
The one character I didn't care for much was the character of Thor.
I was fine with that. In a way, he's kind of like some of the people I knew growing up. You talk tough, but... Can you walk the walk?
I don't know. It's some of the stupid stuff where he didn't realize what this was, or this was sex related, or a lot of times for him,
he's naive.
He's very stupid and naive, and that kind of wore on me a little bit. Yeah. He was too naive.
Yeah,
I mean,
and even him, he's a good kid, and that was one thing when we were first watching. Like I said, the first 15 minutes, and they were going that good route. I was kind of shocked from that. I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm going to like this.
Yeah, I was like, are they going to be like this the whole movie? But the great part is, it was the other characters that brought out all the crazy stuff.
Yeah, but they were, in a way, kind of like that the whole movie, and that's kind of, in the end, it grows on you, and that's what actually made it good for me.
The comedy itself reminded me so much of a spoof because something normal will happen and they're having a moment. And then all of a sudden something totally insane crazy happens. Like a real doll being blasted through the window of a car in the middle of the highway. Something like that happens and you laugh your head off because it's so crazy, but that's the key.
There's one part in this
That's the
movie
key.
where it's funny, it's crazy, but at the same time, you just go...
Cringe. Yeah.
And then there's, like, when he buys it,
Yeah.
who would buy something used? A used real doll. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
Who would buy a real used doll?
There's weird people out there, Larry, and they exist. I hate to break it to you. We live in this suburban wonderland, but yeah, it's a nightmare.
Oh
out
my
there.
God.
The real world is a nightmare.
And what they were calling him when he opened the door.
Yeah. Yeah, let's just say there's a lot of moments and gems in this. And,
There is.
And I guess that's how we'll end this. It's not perfect.
No.
It's writing and acting is the downer. But they did manage to break the mold of all the crap we've been seeing lately and do something different a little bit with the kids. Same story, same everything as before, but they did it differently. And I'll give them props for that. So, Larry, I would have to say my final rating on this to go first for the first time in show history. I don't know why that is, too. I always make you go first, and I'm sorry for that.
It's okay.
I will have to say, because it sort of brought back memories of Animal House and a couple of those crazy ones, I'm actually going to give this not a C. I was almost going to do that because of the story and the writing and all that. But I honestly think they tried hard enough and had enough laughs out of me to give this a B-.
That's a pretty good score.
I was really torn.
Yeah, I'm kind of there with you. I thought this one started off, like I said, I was like not sure.
Yeah, I was
about
we were looking at each
the
other.
direction they were taking the characters at first. I was kind of like, I don't know.
And then you were like
Good
this.
Boys?
You're like,
And that does make sense because it is called Good Boys.
yes.
And I was like, you know what?
It wasn't a bad Santa though.
It really wears on you. And you start to like the characters. They're not the best actors in the world, but they do a really good, sufficient job. I think this may have been their first time for some of them at comedy.
Well, Tremblay, he's got the Predator. Remember how he was in that? The autistic kid that had the special abilities for the Predator. And
okay,
all
I
that.
hate you, Jacob Tremblay.
Yeah, let's not blame him. Let's blame his
No,
agent.
I don't hate him. But to me, the comedy I thought was great, actually. Yeah. I laughed. I'm sure you've seen me a few times.
Yep. And
I
there's
had to
moments
bend
you'll
over
remember.
and laugh. I moved. I was grabbing him, going like that.
And there's moments you'll remember.
Exactly. Moments I'll remember.
That's the best
like
part.
The paintball scene.
Yep.
The necklace. The arm.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff in there.
Yeah.
There's two characters I probably will forget in this movie. That's the two girls.
They're like the antagonists.
Exactly.
They're the
there for a certain
foil.
reason.
They're the bad people
The
coming
villain.
after them. They had, they took the drone in exchange for the purse, and it was a whole thing.
Yeah.
And I thought that was cool because they were just the antagonists for half of the movie.
Yeah, but they weren't there to me. Yeah, they're there for the whole movie,
But
they're
in the
bit
background.
parts in the background.
They
It's
just
mostly
let the-
about the kids, and I thought they did a good job.
Yeah.
So
You know what? They let them be kids.
exactly.
It felt like they did a little ad-libbing here and there.
like I said, it also made me feel a little bit like how I was back then. There are things that they do that I go, I remember doing something like that. And to me, that's the best thing a movie can do. It can make you either
Reminisce.
think about what used to be or what could be.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to have to give this one probably, I'm going to say a B. Just a B.
Just a B.
Yeah.
And it's neat because I get to see what my kid's going to be doing in the future, which, let me tell you, is terrifying.
And here's just one thing. I really hope kids don't act like these kids
Well, I'm hoping
nowadays.
parents learn something from this and maybe treat their kids the better, and be more with them. And
All I know is I heard some of the stuff they were saying, and some of the stuff doesn't even make sense. You're like, whoa, what are you talking about, you stupid kid?
yeah,
And if kids really act that way,
they have some dumb moments.
I think it's mostly just contrived and acted out, and it's basically the Hollywood thing.
Well, and the other point they make in this is the social media is really having an effect on these kids in what they learn and what they do. They see a lot of stuff on online, and it's affecting them. You could tell in this. You know it's happening.
Well, unfortunately,
At that
I see
age.
the world becoming this.
Yeah.
A little bit, they almost know a little too much too early.
They know way too much too early. Dude.
And
way too much.
you know, back when I was that age, I was out in the middle of the woods building forts.
Yeah, you weren't concerned about LSD and sex toys and drugs.
And sex
it's
toys
just
and
gotten a little darker.
Even though there was a few Playboy magazines
Yeah.
right around 6th grade.
Might as well get all of it on the table. No, we're not bringing up any more of that. This is a family show.
I think it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, we
go
had
check
fun.
it out. I would definitely say, I would even go say, go
Would you
check
say
it out
go to
theater.
the theater and see this?
I would pay $10-12 to go see it.
Okay.
I probably will watch it again sometime in my life.
Yep.
But
Just for
you
fun.
know.
I want to see a few scenes. I want to see those scenes over again. So
yeah.
it's worth it.
But I think that's all we have for right now. So don't forget, like we said earlier, like, subscribe, comment. You know,
Yes.
we love it all. So
Yes. Make sure to follow this right here, like we always do.
Yep.
So
until next time, guys, we'll see you later.
peace.